Oh, yeah, Screwdriver. I talked to you a little while back there. I remember you. You got three.
Copy on you down here in Auburn, Roger. Left bottom, Squattyville. 10-4 and sounding good, Squattyville.
Yes, I could even hear him real good, too. Yep, 10-4. You got it right first shot. Roger, roger. South Beam, NG out that way also, Victor. And it's about time for the chickens to start. So I'm going to be on the side and quiet.
Oh, let me turn that down. Screwdriver, I think that's Rascal.
Oh, 10-4 Rascal. Yeah, whoever it is, they're way the hell off. I didn't have time to try to tune them in. Every time I come close, they're gone.
No, that wasn't Rascal.
Well, fix it. Quit being a dumbass and tell us who it is so we can address them by name.
It's Hutch being yeah.
I don't think Hutch would be, I mean, unless it's off, but he's usually not that far off.
Anyways, he's mobile tonight, so yeah, he probably ain't got a clue.
Well, Hutch, are you out there? Hutch, do you have a copy? Well, I don't think it's Hutch. Rascal, you out there, Rascal?
Yeah, it's sideband. This channel 37 sideband channel.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Alright. Well, so far I've been on the side listening. I heard Fix It in Oxford, 363 in Texas, Screwdriver, New Gloucester, myself, Radioman, New Gloucester, I heard Floyd up in Waterville, and Wingnut in Auburn, and some unknown person off frequency.
How about that 1-5? How about that 1-5 in South Texas? 1-5 is standing by.
Yeah, 1-5 South Texas. You got 260 State of Maine. We do a little local sideband evening here on Thursday nights. If you want to check us out on Facebook, look up Maine SideBanders, and we got some live streams going up there. 1-5 Southeast Texas. Go ahead.
I hear you're unhappy, brother. I hear you're unhappy. Right on, 12:37. I just heard that gentleman out there. He was unhappy. Yeah, Roger that. Was that a 260?
Yeah, 1-5 in Texas. This is 260 State of Maine. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger that. 260 State of Maine. Sorry, I don't want you coming. It's been crazy today. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out on Facebook, man. Copy?
Yeah, feel free. It's open for you to check out if you want to check out. Like I said, we do this every Thursday night, same time, about 8 o'clock. And if there's conditions, people are more than welcome to stop in and say hi. Just a bunch of us locals up here trying out sideband.
Yeah, she's from Maine. I'm actually from New York. We're both here in Texas.
Oh, 10-4. Yeah, we're mostly, I mean, we get guys from Rochester, as far south as Rochester, New Hampshire, you know, southern Maine, like the Portland area, greater Portland, you know, greater Lewiston, Auburn area. We get people from central Maine, Waterville. Oh boy, we got people over on the coast, Booth Bay area. There's a pretty large group in here usually. About 20 of us show up.
Oh, Southern Maine. Definitely check that out. That's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, man. Hello, come in. Family, man. 1-5 in Texas. I'll be on the side.
Okay, 1-5 in Texas. Have a good evening. Hey, what's going on, Swiper? How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get in there. I just turned it on. Didn't know you were listening to that guy.
Oh, no problem. That's the beauty of sideband. If you can multitask, you can you can keep listening to the other guy. No, I heard both of you just fine.
Oh, that's excellent for you. However, it doesn't work for me. I got that one-track thing going on.
He's got a one-track mind.
Oh, my goodness. Not a one-track mind.
Listening to two people talk at the same time, they just jumble together for me. I can't. Yeah, I got nothing for that.
Man, trying to play around, but it ain't playing around.
Was that I heard? Is that you I heard way down in there?
Who, me? No, I doubt it. I was trying to play with the SDR a little bit that you dropped off, and I don't know, I was going to do a few things tonight, but I'm not feeling it, so I'm going to sit here and play with this thing.
I was actually interested in seeing if you'd tried that out yet.
I did do a quick trial, and it definitely sounds fine on AM, so mine is definitely fucked.
So send him a video of you playing what you think.
What?
Oh!
But now I'm trying to figure out how to play with the bandwidth on this program so I can listen to people. I don't know, AM I was pretty decent, and I don't know, I'm trying a different program, so I'm trying to see if this program works any better, but my other one, I haven't had time to try to tweak it in. I don't know if I want to, just because it might take me fucking months to tweak it in, and it's just not worth it, but yeah, I mean, everybody sounds good on it.
Well, the one that you recommended me, the app that you, the software that you recommended for me, I can't remember what it was named now, but it was definitely more user-friendly than the one that came for that unit. However, all of the people online or whatever, they are using the software that comes with that for it, or at least the ones that are doing reviews on it and whatever.
Yeah, I was using the SDR console and loving it, but I haven't played around with the gains and stuff, so I was getting a lot of static. I just haven't played with it yet, but people sounded great. And this other one, I don't know. I'm trying it just to try it. Go ahead, TQ. Oh, go ahead, TQ.
Radioman wants an SDR software, baby.
Did you guys hear that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did.
Beautiful audio.
Oh, Floyd, we got to get you that amp one of these days. That way maybe you can get out. I have to take a trip to Squattyville.
You have to make sure you stop in at Big G's.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving a big bag of puppy snot up here in Portland, Maine. Oh, my friend.
Whoa, some puppy snot.
Yeah, isn't that what you're supposed to say?
I don't know, sounds good to me. Are you playing on the new radio tonight, Greg?
Oh, I've been working on it. I got the monitor all set up. It's getting there.
Oh, yeah, I seen you post a picture. I was just curious if you were actually running it right now.
No, I'm not gonna do that until the warranty runs out.
No, that ain't gonna make a difference.
Who's out there calling for the radio man? Okay, 363 in Texas. Have a good evening. We got a bunch of people in here, but we did hear you up here in Maine from 260.
Hello, Security X, Security X, 559 in the Houston, Texas.
About a 178, 427 Texas trend.
Oh, my live feed's working.
Huh, how about that?
Look at this out.
Hey, it looks like it's working, but I don't know.
Roger, appreciate it. Good contact coming back into Southeast Texas. Just driving around on the highways and byways. I noticed that the skip is running, sounding very good there this afternoon. Take care, my friend. 559, standing by.
Security X 613, Austin, Texas, stand by.
Alright, I'll run through who we got checked in for Maine SideBanders here. We got Fix-It in Oxford. We had a 363 from Texas, Screwdriver, New Gloucester, Radioman, New Gloucester. We got Floyd in Waterville, Wingnut in Auburn, We got 1-5 Texas. We got Swiper in Auburn. We got Greg down in Portland. Is there anyone else?
I thought I heard Dover in there hollering. How about 613 Austin, Texas?
All right, we got you, 613. You're coming in real loud up here in the state of Maine. Go ahead.
I heard that state of Maine. They're sounding good down there. Conditions have been pretty good tonight.
Yes, they are very good. Yeah, we got a little live stream going over on Facebook under Maine SideBanders, and we do this every Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
All right, copy that. Yeah, I was just on New Hampshire sideband on one channel lower than this one. Talked to him for the first time in 3 months, so yeah, nice talking to you in Maine.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Hey, Floyd up in Waterville, is there any check-ins that are up that way I'm not hearing? If he said anything, I didn't get it.
Radio, baby.
Yes, Radio Man's brother from another mother. We heard you. And Pigpen and Old Orchard Beach. I didn't hear him. I usually hear him, but I copied the relay.
Yeah, check in. Yeah, Hightower.
Yep. Go ahead, Hightower. We got you from North Exeter, I think.
Gatekeeper 961, Granbury, Texas, checking in.
Uh-oh, now I've done it. Gatekeeper 961 from Texas. Yeah, you got Radioman260 up here in the state of Maine. Just doing Maine SideBanders tonight.
260 was that. 260, the Gatekeeper 961.
That's correct, Gatekeeper 961. Gatekeeper, you got 260 Radioman up here in the state of Maine.
Yes, sir, 260. You're coming through all this mess here. But I got a good copy on you there. Hey, 73's, God bless, the Gatekeeper 961.
CQ Maine SideBanders for the check-in. This is Texas 266 in Fort Worth.
Texas 266 in Fort Worth. You got 260 up here in the state of Maine. 260 up here in the state of Maine. Well, good evening. Yeah, we're just doing Maine SideBanders tonight. If any of you guys are listening, you can go on Facebook and look up Maine SideBanders. There should be a couple live feeds up there you can listen to. If you go over on YouTube, you can look up Radioman260 on YouTube. Radioman260, and you can check it out on YouTube too.
Roger 260. Hey, I appreciate the information. I've got you written down. I'm going to check it out. Texas 266, 73.
Hello, CQ 559, Southwest Texas, standing by.
Hey, Hightower.
I'm doing good. I just came out of the heat there. How was your drive home?
I don't think I can get through all this hash up to Hightower. He's probably hearing all kinds of stuff. How about any of you guys from Maine trying to get checked in? Any of you guys from Maine trying to get checked in?
Outside for a while. Almost done, but all I like now is to go back and lock up.
World Radio 2350 Ch, British Columbia, Canada. Mark the check-in.
World Radio 2356 Canada, I think I heard, from 260, state of Maine. Go ahead.
World Radio 2356, way over here in British Columbia. Great signal here, and have to get your desk.
Okay, copy that. World Radio, way over in British Columbia, Canada. Yeah, you're making it through. We got you here, and like I said, we do Maine SideBanders every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And thanks for stopping by.
About that 260 state of Maine, 260, you got a copy on 559, Texas?
Yes, 559. 559 Texas. Good evening from 260 State of Maine. We're just doing Maine SideBanders up here tonight, but apparently tonight we're going to have to call it Maine and Texas SideBanders tonight. Go ahead.
Charge in my Mobile in Texas.
Well, your Mobile in Texas is making the trip up here to southern Maine. You're sounding good.
Roger, roger. You got your 59 plus coming back in my radio, and we really appreciate the comeback. You have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the skip as it rolls around. 260-559, Houston, Texas.
Well, does anyone else want to take over? I don't want to hog it. Oh, hey, Regal. I could tell that was you. You got some sort of like a buzzing going on, but yes, I heard you, Regal.
559 in the mobile, standing by.
Pretty good while there, Robert. That's a daggone loud-ass mobile.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if all them Texas and Arkansas guys were going to chime in tonight, and they did.
Kind of stupid.
I was only kidding about the video, man. I know you've already seen that shit.
Somebody mentioned Texas. 559 in the mobile. Come on.
559 in the mobile. Glad you could join us.
Well, hello. It's good to be in there. I'm not sure if it's a net that's going on, but top of the day to everyone in there. 559 is waving a hand.
That was pretty cool on the British Columbia station.
Come on, Swiper, get in there. Exercise the muscles. CQDX 613, Austin, Texas, standby. 27, State of Maine, 613, Austin, Texas, we heard you.
Hey, Screwdriver, I got an agenda item for you.
Alrighty, let's hear it.
What the hell's with the dry hot dogs? I mean, seriously? No ketchup? No mustard?
I didn't have any at work. They weren't dry, they were moist.
Gotta have chili and mustard.
Yeah, you hear that? You gotta have chili and mustard.
I'm definitely not a mustard person, that's for sure.
You don't know what you're missing out on, brother, the mustard.
I'll tell you what, I must be pretty close to Canada here because I actually love putting some mayonnaise on my hot dog.
I like it cooked on top of a fire, all smoky with the right kind of wood, and nothing on it. Just toasted on the fire, nice and crispy dirt.
Now hear this. Screwdriver of Maine eats dry hot dogs. No ketchup, no mustard. I couldn't believe it. I was disgusted.
If I would have had some ketchup, I probably would have put it on there. Definitely no mustard, though. Like I said, my condiment of choice would have been some mayonnaise on it. But I was at work and I had nothing. But my hot dog, yes, you're gonna hear this right. My hot dog is so good, you don't need to add anything else to it.
You said you're eating mayonnaise and hot dogs?
Oh, I love mayonnaise on my hot dogs, yes. I dip my french fries in mayonnaise.
I can't say that I've ever tried that.
I'll tell you, I'm not a big ketchup fan. I don't like vinegar or whatever, but I'll eat it because it's salty. But mix some ketchup and mayonnaise together. Now, this was something I had a friend show me when we were done at Bike Week. And I was like, that's fucking nasty looking. But it's amazing. That's what they put on like a Big Mac or a Whopper or whatever. A Whopper, they're Big Mac, no. That's a different special sauce. But yeah, what's on a Whopper is ketchup and mayonnaise, and it's amazing. You can dip your fries in it. Oh, God.
Don't forget, picking up a jar of mayonnaise. That tastes good, too. Many a night.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a squeezed thing of mayonnaise here in the fridge down here, so when I nuke a hot dog in the night, I'm always putting mayonnaise on it. And they were cheese dogs. Does that help? Does that help you give me a better case? They were cheese dogs, so there was cheese that was trying to squeeze out of them on the inside.
I am, however, a huge fan of the vinegar in fries, a little salt vinegar on the old French fries.
That's funny. I do like salt and vinegar, and I don't despise ketchup, but it's not my favorite thing to put on there. Like, I like ketchup if they're bland fries. You know, they need a little salt and something, whatever. But, you know, like if I go to Burger King, which I haven't been in a long time, but if I go to Burger King, I love their French fries, and I don't dip them in anything. I think the French fries are so good, I don't want to ruin it with ketchup.
Yeah, Burger King puts out a fairly decent French fry.
Hey, 356 in the BYU. How you doing? You got Radioman260. Thanks for stopping by. Looks like you're over on the YouTube side.
Exactly.
Hot dogs with onboard cheese injection sound pretty good.
Yeah, I love cheese dogs. My hot dogs, I put mayonnaise, mustard, and celery sauce on my hot dogs.
Have any of you guys tried that Chick-fil-A sauce?
Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A sauce is a bomb diggity boy.
Yeah, 10-4 on the Chick-fil-A sauce. I love that.
That's Steel Toe checking in here from Bodenham.
Hey, Steel Toe from Bodenham. What's going on with the Chick-fil-A sauce check-in?
And that was actually a mistake. You know, my mom had it in the fridge. I popped it out one day. I thought it was mayo. I said, oh, well, I got to work. Man, holy cow, is that good.
Yeah, I was always kind of like a barbecue guy. Like if I was having chicken tendies or maybe like a chicken patty sandwich. But boy, now it's like, it's a toss-up. Do I want barbecue or Chick-fil-A sauce?
That's when you go both, bud.
Oh, I've definitely done the two dunks. You know, I dunk one in the Chick-fil-A and then the next one I dunk in the barbecue.
Rico, you're crackling up on my end for some reason. I don't know if anybody else is hearing that, but... Anybody else hearing what I'm hearing?
I gotta wait for him to talk again.
Yes, sir. This thing's probably junk tonight. I don't know.
It sounded good that time.
Is he running that tube radio?
I'm out of my normal Galaxy 959.
Yeah, you sound great here to me.
Kind of sounds like it needs to warm up just a little bit more, but yes, I can understand you.
Sounds good now. Good evening, Rico. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right, I guess.
Damn, it's a mess.
A little scratchy occasionally, but it's just, yeah, right. I mean, it's pretty close to frequency over here from what I see.
It's bad. It's all kind of scope, too.
Did I miss check-in?
No, go ahead, check in, sir.
Hawkeye from Lisbon Falls, over.
Fuck, a moderator must be getting a drink. See how he is?
No, I was writing it down. Hawkeye, you need a little bit more enthusiasm. That was That was low energy.
I apologize for the low energy situation over here.
Everybody out. What's up? You ready for bed tonight already or what?
No, I think so. I'm eating some trail mix, so maybe I'll get a second wind.
I was gonna go back and play in the room, but instead I was sitting in front of this computer real quick, and I don't know if Swiper's still listening, but yes, that SDR works a whole lot better than mine.
Swiper, where are you? Screwdriver, you must have put too many watts into the other SDR.
The watts. I mean, this is showing, I was using the other program that was working okay, but this is showing some, the fucking band is just crazy over here right now.
Man, it's crazy out there.
It's more crazy. It's wild, man.
Hey, Hightower, you got a copy on Radioman?
No bitches out here.
I heard 4 of them coming back to you.
I guess that's Cooper Dave talking skip out there, DX or something there. He's down there in Cooper, Texas.
Yeah, fix it. I heard a couple people. I was just curious. I heard someone say they thought they heard Nova. I was just curious with all the skip tonight. I'm not going to hear too many of those guys up in Central Maine tonight. So I was just wondering who was out there that I wasn't hearing.
Hey, but I'm quite a ways from him.
Yeah, he was in there.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I'll mark him down.
10-4, yeah, the angry Indian up there is throwing carriers again.
Well, you talk to him on the phone. Is that why you know he's on? Because I don't hear shit.
No, I actually heard him. 327 Skowhegan.
Hey, chick.
I'll verify with him. Nova was in there several times talking skip.
CQGX, 794 Texas, 794 Texas, standing by.
You heard him in there too, Regal?
Yes, I did. He was in there several times talking to skip down to Texas.
Yes.
All right, try that.
10-4.
Oh, I hear somebody yelling about a fucking Indian.
No, suck it, please.
There's a cancellation in the schedule for next week. When can I pencil you in for an antenna install?
I got my claw hammer ready.
Radioman won't be here, but he said that he could guide me by proxy over the internet.
All this damn noise in here.
He's gonna Zoom meeting it.
We're located down here near Houston, Texas, and you're a good copy here, but there's a lot of competition on the van this evening. But you're sounding good down here, sir.
Yeah, all them guys up in Maine are booming down here into Texas.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for the call. 73 to you. Have a good one up there, and we'll see you down the road sometime. 794 Texas. We're standing by.
Al I'll tell you what, Texas, you're making all kinds of noise.
Roger, Roger. Thank you very much. 73.
2020 said that.
We take it a mile up and down here in Texas, but having them boys up there in the state of Maine are all operating.
Yeah, I got you, but not Garden State.
Not all of us. You sound like you're pretty close.
Quick wave, Granite State, New Hampshire.
Did you hear that? He said all those boys up in here in Maine are off frequency. Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, that 2020, I heard you getting back to
Boy, I'll tell you what, skips rolling like crazy. I just like actually I'm going to wave and stand back because it's a big old bee's nest up here. 2020 Granite State, we're standing by.
I was so off frequency, right.
Station 2020, we're located in London, we've got station 304 East Coast Australia.
304 East Coast of Australia. Boy, I just heard you, my friend. Goodness gracious, that's a big bump from the northeast corner of the United States.
A whole bunch of them sound like bumblebees. Out there in the state of Maine, get them all in here.
How about that 742 Hobart, 742 Hobart, 304 up in Sydney. What's going on out there, big strapper? Hey!
Wow, you guys hearing that guy in Australia?
Got a bit of New York out there, Damo.
Yeah, I heard him just saying that. That's pretty well.
2-0 or Damo coming back. What's going on, Damo?
304, let me try to work you one more time. 2020 Granite State.
Oh, I just heard Cyclops key up in there. 2020.
Hello there, Triple 4.
Hola.
830.
Hola.
4100, Carl. Hello. East corner, we're trying to work you.
Fucking holas. We don't like it.
State of Maine, we're waving to that 2020. How about it, 2020?
Hey, Roger, World Radio 835. Bob, it's been a long time since I talked to you there, but we're getting some pretty good conditions. I guess you guys are hearing them all the way down there, down under Roger there.
Roger where? This is ridiculous.
Roger Dodger.
Who's Roger? Give us down there, World Radio 835. Bob, okay, you're coming in here. 10 over, solid 10 over. Sounding real good, Bob. Enjoy the DX and welcome to the weekend from World Radio 789, Northern Idaho. How about it out there, Triple 4? Hello.
Uranus Radio.
87.
Man, that's brutal.
World Radio 2020, we're waiting.
Yeah, I got 5 dB of bumblebees all over this country.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit more like, it might be coming in here. We might be coming into the cycle a little bit. This could be every day real quick.
Out there in New York, we hear you in Northern Idaho. World Radio 789, Northern Wave.
Oh, can't wait. Hey, World Radio.
I know, right?
Radio 789, 2020.
Past 3-4 nights, they've been in just about most of the night.
Hard as I can, break.
Yeah, bring those duck wings back to 789 one more time. What was the numbers out there again? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I talked to him about 30 minutes ago, and I also talked to him when he was on his way into work there.
Okay, that's World Radio 122. Did I get that right? World Radio 122 in New Hampshire.
Did you say that cycle is every 20 years, screwdriver?
It's like 7, I believe, or 11, but it's like a 7-year cycle, or it could possibly 11, I don't know, but I mean, you're going to have like 3 or 4 years, you're going to have like 2 on each side of the cycle that are iffy, which is what we've been in, and then you're going to have like 3 3. You know, you're going to have the peak, which is going to last for like about a year, but you get about 3 years of pretty nasty, just bumblebee mess usually. Just like on the other end of it, you got 3 years where you'll never hear a skip at all. There'll be nothing.
And well, maybe, you know, I remember being on, you know, when I was on the radio 20-some years ago, it was just skip like you wouldn't believe.
Did you say you were in Maryland, 789?
The worst one I was around for was, I don't know, early 90s, 93 to 95 area. I just remember that being pretty brutal. And then I think, when was the next one? I want to say it was, you know, early 2000s sometime, but that one didn't seem as bad because I believe it wasn't as bad because the solar flares weren't as bad, but also because there wasn't as many people on the radio. You know what I mean? The internet rolled out and off it went. So if there's not as many people talking, you can have as many conditions as you want. There's nobody there. There's no one there.
That's very true. I can remember the early 2000s. Yeah, it was. I thought it was pretty bad.
All of us married guys, we see that cycle once a month.
Radio 929, thanks for the call once again.
He's talking on that Galaxy radio.
9 and 10 dB.
Like this all the time when the band dies, shit's going on eBay.
Yeah, it's a damn shit show out there.
North Georgia, North Georgia, been a while since I talked to you.
Let me see, I'm hunting the setting. For it, let me look around.
We had a bunch of wildfires and smoke, but we got some rain there earlier this week. I found it was pretty good, and the wind switched around on it.
It ain't for Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse. No, it's you. You're Minnie Mouse in my radio.
All right, 828 sounding good coming out of
It's Galaxy radio, I think.
northwest corner. 789 won't be listening.
How about it out there, 444?
828 the Lone Star on this side.
Yeah, Needle Bender 241, where you at?
Okay, got that cranked up now.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
That's the one-eyed alligator in the swamp.
Thought I heard a New Jersey in there. 828 Amarillo,
okay, good to hear you out there. 241, it's been a while since
right
I
back at you, my friend.
1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good grief, man. Hello, 1, 2.
Radio man.
Oh, Roger, Gamma Master for Maine North. You had to buy 2 of those and fix it, and then the tube in your box there. Oh, man, yeah, you had to spend some money, Glenn. Sure glad you got back out there on the air, though. I was kind of wondering what it is. Yeah, we got lightning and stuff that rolls through here. Wildfires, and we have smoke up here, but it rained the other day.
Is that getting any better or worse? Hello?
Mr. Radio man.
Still sounding fine up here in the state of Maine. 333, state of Maine. Just letting you know.
Audio test 1, 2.
That wasn't too nice.
Gotta look at the SWR here.
I'm wondering where the hell Radio man went.
Lay down here in a minute.
Off the Gulf and douse all that out pretty quick. But I'm sure glad you got your station back up there.
What are you running off, Hawkeye?
We're down in 9 and 10 dB up here in northern Idaho.
Oh, yeah, you're sitting on frequency. You're all different right here. There you go.
Everybody wants a bigger radio.
What a frickin' mess. Why don't y'all guys move on?
Roger, Needle Bender 241.
You got that right.
Get on 592. Run their ass off. Man, I'm wore out. I've been on the radio all day. Yeah, with me. I done got worn out. Shit, I'm I've been keeping them off all day long, but I'm tired. I don't think you can beat them off with a stick now. You were kind of outnumbered there.
So, Greg, you're not going to be able to make it. Mercy sakes. How about it, Greg? Up there around Cleveland, you hear 1190 Texas.
I ate that whole damn can of, whatever, manwich. Hell, that's why you're tired, eh, from talking on the damn radio, eating all them damn sloppy joes. I ate them, man. I guarantee I ate them.
I think taste yummy.
I didn't give Cousin Winston not one little bite.
DX, 828 Amarillo, Texas. 828 standing by.
Oh, he's got a live feed, see.
10-4 on the live feed up in the...
I'm gonna notch that damn Roger beep out, and I won't hear that shit no more. No, he won't. Listen here, ain't got auto notch. It's manual. 10-4. Yep. Hell, I can't hear him. All I hear is the damn Roger beep.
Texas, standing by.
Out there on the DX
That's Radio 129 New York.
Well, if 369's in there, he's buried somewhere down there. 10-4.
Yes, sir. That's 828 Amarillo, Texas. That is correct.
Where'd you get all that meat from there, Ham?
That sounded really delicious.
This is the best evening I've had in a while, man.
Wow. Yeah, it's rolling right in.
Using the thump there for a second.
Where y'all be at? I'm just curious. This is 1190.
828 Amarillo, Texas. I'm on the side.
It's just all Texas right now.
A lot of Texas in there right now.
Let's see what that Roger beat going. A little bit of Arkansas. Yeah, I'd like to be a monkey's uncle too, am I right?
Yeah, and Roger beat Carnation going on.
How wide radio, man?
What?
How wide are you looking at your SDR right now? On the side.
Well, I just opened it up to 2 megahertz because I wanted to look at everything, but initially I had it dialed into like half of that. Probably, I was looking from like channel 28 to a little bit above 40.
Yeah, go back to 28 and get off this.
Alright, so right now, what are you looking at?
2 megahertz.
So up to like 28?
Yeah, I can see up to about 28.4 and down to about 26.4.
Alright, I don't see it right now, but I had somebody, I couldn't tell who it is and how bad it is, I just want to see if you see it. Around like 27.775. That was, it looked like AM, and I tried tuning in on both this and and the FDR, but they're fucking like, I don't even know, 30 kilohertz wide, way more than that. It was crazy looking. I couldn't tell. It sounded like slop, but when I went up there, somebody cross-channeling, it was just weird. I just wanted to see if you could see it.
Oh yeah, they keyed up while you're talking. They're wiping out the whole upper part of the band. I was seeing, that's why I zoomed out real quick, because I was trying to see who it was, or where it was coming from.
Yeah, the 100 to Texas.
This radio made me hungry today.
I was seeing it up around 27.9 and then going down to about 27.75.
27 around Maine.
Yeah, I was probably somewhere in the middle, but yeah, I mean, I was right around 775 or something like that, and I couldn't tune them in and hear them well, but it's just crazy wide, whatever it is. It didn't almost sound like they were on this, they were on the band, but they weren't. It was weird.
Yeah, normally I don't run the receive out to 2 megahertz unless I'm just monitoring or looking for something. I can go out to 10 megahertz, but it's kind of impractical, but I can do it.
69 plus.
I just tried 10 meg on this, and my computer gets really glitchy. I didn't want to run like that, but 2 is fine. Yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting for it to come back. Maybe I'm going to try to widen out the receive crazy amount, see what I hear. wasn't like a high peak. It was almost like bubbles over here, but it, you know, it was really wide. It was just, yeah, like I said, I don't know. I was kind of impressed.
Oh yeah, you and I were seeing and hearing the same thing, because right when you keyed up and asked how wide, I just zoomed out, because usually I leave it tightened up when I'm just talking, because I only really care like a channel below and a channel above. Unless I like, you know, I have the radio on, I just want to monitor, I'll open it up so I can see everything, but yeah, I was just opening it up, I was like, what the hell is that?
Down here in Sherman, Texas, Ryan.
I know I'm getting hammered right now. There's a lot of action going on the band. It's wide open. Heat up right now.
Yes, he is.
266 what? Well, hello, 266. We got you down here in Sherman, Texas, 1190 back to you.
I want to see how wide I can make this receive. I don't know. The stock, I think it only goes up to like 8 kilohertz wide, but I'm pretty sure I can type in any number I want.
Yeah, we got a bunch of more set up with about 5 people and his key. Just one of them obnoxious people there, 266 whatever. Anyway, Rockford, you have a good one. I'm going to get off here. 1190, Sherman, Texas. We're out.
Yeah, I can't hear whoever is trying to do anything. It's brutal. Oh, there it is again, whatever it is up there.
592.
Won't let me go on 8 kilohertz wide for some reason. I'll have to figure that out. Who's yelling for screwdriver? Let's see if we can hear you with all this noise.
Yeah, well, you know I caught the breakers.
What, underneath channel 28?
Man, I guess we're just getting all kinds of noise. Can't tell anything.
Oh, well, I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know what the hell that is up there.
Well, we really don't scratch that.
I got somebody parked next to nearby, and they are drawing everybody up.
Eddie, yes, it is. How about a Greg up there in Cleveland? How about a Greg up there in Ohio, 1190 Texas, trying?
They're waving their hand out there. Hello, waving the hand. Red Eye, what you got going on this evening?
Dakota North Star 533. Thank you for the...
QDX, 1190 Texas, we trying? Well, I can hear you in there talking about Texas. The thing is, we got somebody in there making a bunch of mouth noises like he's farting out of his butt. A lot of whores in there. I don't know what in the world he's moaning or groaning. Maybe he thinks he's a ghost.
Well, there's more than one of them doing it now.
That BR 549.
How about 875 up there in Alberta, Canada, 1190 Texas, back to you.
Here in Utah, 216. Damn, what a mess.
The 107, the Rocky Coast of Maine.
Thanks for coming back. Just wanted to wave a hand, but you know you're making a good trip out here.
Copy over.
I like blaming everything on you anyway.
I got 364 1 out today, okay, we're back on.
605
Rochester, you're making a fine trip.
Gentlemen, I gotta get off here. I got somewhere I gotta go. 73rd to you. There's no murder. And the rest of y'all up there in the coal country. 1190 where we're burning up down here. I think it's 106. 1190 Sherman, Texas. With QRT and twist right to the car.
Coming back to you because you're slightly off frequency. Nobody can understand you.
Did somebody shoot this guy's cow?
Whoa, did I just hear the lug nut?
Yeah, sounded like somebody killed this guy's cow. He's going,
Well, you know, it happens.
I guess so. How you doing?
Doing alright. A lot of Texas in there tonight.
Yeah. I got your coax pile ready whenever you are.
Alright, 10-4. I'll track you down.
Right. Told you didn't have the 100, but I found a couple of 60s and a few 40s. So there's 100. Just gotta tie them together.
10-4.
You got your tower up?
Yeah. I got it. I got the tower up, and now I got to start running cables up the tower and put the antenna on it.
What'd you use for a June call?
Tilt over tower.
Easy. Okay.
I haven't put up the Roan 25 yet. You got a gin pole? Yeah, you must have a gin pole.
Yeah, I got a gin pole.
Yeah, I might have to borrow it from you when I put up the Roan 25.
Well, what the hell's this tilt over? Roan 45?
It's an aluminum universal tower, self-supporting type of tower.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. There you go. I think you were a 25 tilt.
Yeah, what you said.
That's what they all say. Come on.
Kind of had to hear you had somebody being a... Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hear anybody. It's called Skip.
Right on, Australia.
You guys are making it over. It's just fine. Good evening, Mr. Fixit. How you doing? I guess I got taken up, dead cow.
Yeah, 10-4. I gotta show a bus window licker up here. Just being a... Oh, yeah. Real Salem girl.
I guess I don't get the reference of a Salem girl. What the hell does that mean?
Ever heard of the Salem witch trials? Little girls went running around getting caught doing things they shouldn't have been doing, and the person that caught them got accused of being a witch.
Yes, I've never heard of it, and I've never heard of it used in a slang.
Well, it's kind of like liberals now. They go out and they lie about everybody, you know, and you get you lead them. Pack it down and be quiet so you can talk to him.
Screwdriver,
Yes, sir.
you don't happen to have a 5-pin DIN Sears microphone in your pile of microphones?
I don't know if I have a Sears one, but I do believe I have something that's wired for it.
Okay. What do you want for it?
I have to see what kind of mic it is, but I'm not up there right now. I'm in my office, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's nothing special. But I know I was using something the other day on it. I don't remember what, but I had a road talker and I found a mic and plugged it in and it worked.
Right, I just found a road talker, but no microphone.
What do you got going on? Don't you usually do you get a different one? Because I thought you usually direct eject that thing.
No, this is another one I just found. Little teeny 40 channel mobile.
Oh heck yeah!
My road talker, yeah, I plugged the microphone into that, and from mine into that, it works fine. Actually, it's pretty hot audio. I was like, okay. So we either gotta ask if somebody had one, or I gotta sit down and line one up. One of the two.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I know I got something out there because I've had it plugged in just like last week or something like that.
Like thousands of microphones in there. And I got a Rad Shack that's 5-pin. I can rewire that.
You got a copy on Mystic?
Oh, a good old Rack Shack. Gotta love it. I like the old, the bigger plastic ones that say IRS or whatever it is on the front of it. Go ahead, Mystic. What is going on, sir?
Well, just trying to hear you through all the traffic, man. But you're booming tonight, man. It's just great conditions. You're almost hitting 8 in my receive, so it sounded real good, Screwdriver. I'm gonna try to fit myself in there, man.
Roger. Well, we somewhat heard you, Mystic, and we kind of heard you logging up, but somebody was playing with a VC100, being a douchebag, so, yes.
QSO on douchebags. Yes, I make new douchebags every night, man. That's kind of the name of the game, but at least we're getting through it, man. I hope you're doing well.
You know they do.
That's the radios for our frequency, and we can try to help tune in.
Yeah, it's funny because it did just sound better or closer to being on frequency, but now it is not. So I don't get the mentality of I'm off frequency, so I'm going to throw carriers. That's kind of, I lose all respect for that.
Believe it might be 7, I ain't sure.
Radio man, I haven't seen that thing key up in a little while. I'm kind of upset. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of gave up.
I really want to see, like last time it looked like it was almost like it had double sideband or something. It was kind of weird, but that thing was, yeah, probably 100 kilohertz wide anyway.
Anybody else Richard up in Fort Eagles down here, this is good copy of it.
You tell him, Regal.
How do we get out to Plymouth?
The FDR, I haven't had one over here that worked right, and well, I don't know if I ever have, but that worked right in a while, and I got this one plugged in from swiper, and fuck, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a different, well, same program, but different program, new version, but it is just lit up like Christmas.
Oh yeah, a lot of signals out there tonight.
310, Houston, Texas, trying.
Man, I've heard all kinds of DX rolling. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Roger that. There's somebody coming back to the 222, Salt Lake City. Kind of getting locked on, but I read you. You're making a great trip in Salt Lake City, 222.
How about it out there? Everybody got a copy on this 310 to Houston, Texas? We're trying to break.
Oh, we'll yell back to you, Mr. 310. You sounded good up here around the state of Maine. Screwdriver, we're telling you.
Yeah, we got a lot of big stations coming over in there. I know you're coming back to me there. I think there's a Cobra 148 GPL that's getting out there to you there. 8677.
I would say that 148 sounds good. Definitely working. Screwdriver up here around the state of Maine.
Okay, I appreciate that, state of Maine. Well, you sound good. You sound mighty choice there, too, there from state of Maine there. All right, well, I appreciate the comeback. Let me know this 148 Cobra was getting out there. Take care. The 310, Houston, Texas, will be standby.
73 is Mr. 310.
Jeez, I heard like a 222 in Salt Lake City at one point, and I heard a northern Idaho at one point.
677 California, 40. That man walking in the Buckeye. I'm trying.
It's been all day.
Later, 2130 Diaper. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm just right now on my Astron. Gotta suck the wind, push my sensor sideways.
Bob, you going to the convention on Saturday?
Negative, I'll be busy.
Oh, too bad. You going to Windsor?
When's Windsor?
September 9th.
Oh, that I might be able to make. But yeah, no, I'll be up to camp, so I won't make this upcoming one.
Oh, I get it. Way down in Boston anyways, in Marlboro.
Good old camp.
Yeah, just gonna get away for a little bit.
Don't blame you at all.
Yeah. When I get back from Marlboro, I'm going to camp too. Let's see, it's kind of funny. Jeffrey's going to adult weekend at Acres of Wildlife, and he's coming back with me. We're going to Massachusetts. I get to drop him off back at Acres of Wildlife for adult weekend again. I guess it's Intoxicus Maximus.
No kidding. Well, I'm glad you're getting him out of the house.
Getting him out of the campsite. And I'm coming home, packing my shit and heading for freedom. To start drinking heavily, so yeah. It's gonna be a fun till weekend.
We'll see how it works out.
Anybody want a bunch of 23 channels, CBs, or Paces, Royces, the Pierce Simpson base stations, a couple Midlands. Most of them work.
It sounds like winners to me. You gotta keep those.
I don't want them. Just clean it out, man. Get a big tote full of this crap out the door. And then keep. They'd be perfect for vintage night. I mean, but like I said, most of them work.
Because they get the same thing as you.
Roger.
You want the tote?
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Screwdriver, you want the tote?
Oh, man, I got enough stuff over here. I mean, they're kind of nice to give away to let people borrow for some old radio nights that we barely ever do.
And that's where they came from. Started collecting for old radio nights. And too many, and about 10 came in, and it's like, okay. And then recently I inherited a Cobra 89, another Roy sideband rig, and something else. It was like, they're just stacked up, you know? Weeding out the herd.
All right, 41. I hear you. I probably should be thinning out mine, but it's so hard. And I like acquiring new stuff, you know? It's just something different to run.
Yeah, I'd call out there and someone would say, I couldn't even pull any of them out.
I got a nice Roy sideband thing. And that Cobra base station I got in mint condition was a buddy of mine's father. Passed away. So I got, and he handed me a bunch of CBs. I'm like, yeah, great. You know? I just don't want to dumpster them.
Oh, and before you dumpster them, I'd give you something for them and keep them in totes upstairs. I mean, they're always good for something. You know, I don't necessarily need anything else, that's for damn sure, but I don't like throwing anything away.
Oh, there's no money. They're afraid.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you know somebody else who would take them, that's great, but before you throw them in the trash, you let the radio man or me know. I mean, I got dry spaces that I can definitely put them.
Yeah, it's
Well,
everywhere.
that's what I was thinking. I'm going to be hooking up a radio man soon and him and do whatever.
10 channels up and 10 channels down.
But yeah, that's where they're going soon. Putting on the bench, see what works, what don't. I mean, that pace that's in there, I just did up.
I'll show you.
I fixed all the audio on it, put out full watts, I put an LED backlight. Don't ask me why. Because it was my friend's father. So like, okay, I gotta get this thing running. And then, you know, as soon as I get it done, it's like useless. To me, like, oh yeah, that crap would be perfect for vintage radio night. What about you, Fix It? You need a pile of CBs, or you overwhelmed too?
Uh-oh, Fix It's asleep at the key.
Right, you don't need it, Bob, right?
So what do you know about
No, I don't, but, I mean, depending on how much it is, I mean, in terms of volume, I mean, you know, if people were in need, you know, I could use them to hand out to people.
Yeah, my sweeter's global. What about an antenna?
Plastic tote. There's about 8 radios in it so far.
Here mount with
Just stuff just laying around. That I got for free.
You want to keep that thing away from you above you.
Well, I got metal racks front and the back.
Like, I don't have a penny involved in any of it. Just a little time sticking around.
Video. I don't know, it's probably pretty grainy. Video is usually bad.
Man, there is still a ton of noise in there. It's brutal.
So, what I found is that one.
What I'm on? It's an old 765.
That's with a nice 2980. Okay, it's my AM station. I got the road talker for Swap Bucket.
Paper.
And I don't know what the hell to do with the Cobra 89.
Yeah, you gotta love the 80. Did you get that thing a little more stable on sideband yet?
No, the thing sucks on sideband.
Holy friggin' noise, I didn't even hear that. I could tell you keyed up, that was about it.
I said the thing sucks on sideband, like you said, it's drifting.
Cool.
Roger on that, definitely appreciate it. 696, just come on. Right, and I got most of that. A little static coming in, which is Mother Nature like to run down there where you guys are at, so I definitely heard you coming in there.
Doesn't do what he was hoping for, so basically use it for trading share. That picture there, you got 2 lanes to the left, you got that really high peak right there, that's going to be channel 35.
See, those guys ain't taking anybody out. You're coming in just fine. Bob's fine. Fix-It was fine. He was there about, S5, S7, but you guys are 20 over.
Okay, folks, look.
So that very first foot that goes all the way up and down. No, the one that's all the way to the left there, that's like channel 28. It's always blasting. Oh, 28 AM. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though, how all the different readouts you got there. Yeah, it's cool when you can see people talking on other channels that you're not on. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wider than that. That's 100K. Still in this, screwdriver?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, you're in the unique position to be able to say that you were the last person I would run on a ride with my Goldwing.
Oh, why is that?
I got some guy showing up Monday with cash, and he's going to leave with the bike.
Oh, why are you doing that?
Well, multiple reasons, but ultimately I guess it boils down to I rode it 3 times last year. I took it out one time, that ride that we went on, and I got thinking about it, and I just can't really justify the cost. The last 2 Harleys I had, they were paid for. And this one is not, and it's like, maybe I'll end up with a $3,000 or $4,000 bike that's paid for just to ram around on the back roads, but I just can't justify the expense of this bike.
We should go over a ride Sunday then before you sell it.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Then you won't want to sell it, but yeah.
That's the problem. I was going to take it out tonight, I'm like, I don't even know, can you get a halfway decent bike today for $3,000? Probably not.
Yeah, you can get something like a VTX 1300 or something, something along that line.
The same thing happened with my Harley. I put it on Craigslist, and 2 days later there was a guy standing there with $24,000 in cash. And I put the Goldwing up just on a lark. I just put stock internet photos. I didn't even take the the time to take pictures of it. I just threw it up there just to see. And 2 days later, I got a guy who wants to buy it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I hear you. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do.
Well, you know, we're with the camping and, you know, it's just, I never have any time. I don't have the free time that I thought I was going to have at this age, but, so, you know, maybe I don't feel so bad about buying the side-by-side, you know, having, you know, freeing up that money.
Yeah, I mean, you got free time. It's just different priorities. I've been, well, I haven't been contemplating selling my bike, but I was going to buy a new one next year, and I'm contemplating buying a, you know, a fun, different summer toy. I mean, what I have still works fine, and I'm back and forth.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm thinking, you know, for what I owe on this bike, you know, it's like I probably couldn't buy any. Well, I definitely couldn't buy anything that comes close to the quality of this bike. And they actually screwed up the first time I registered it. They thought it was a 1989. So it only cost me like $120 a year to register the thing.
Fuck, you know, that almost makes you want to keep it right there. You know, and that's just it. You're like, what do I owe on it? And it's like, well, if I go buy another bike, you know, for what you owe on it, what you're going to get for another bike, yeah. But, I mean, it does suck. If you don't use it often, I completely get it. You know, if you're just not into it anymore and you don't use it but, you know, once or twice a year, it's hard to justify keeping it around.
Yeah, I mean, I just spent $150 on a brand new battery. I just registered it. You know, the insurance, and then now I'm feeling bad because I've got 4,200 miles on it. It's time to change the oil and the filter again, and it's like, you know, when you start looking at all the different motorized vehicles and toys and shit, when you start looking at oil changes and maintenance on all of them, it's like, holy shit, it all starts to add up.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, I mean, I usually try to look at it as it don't owe me anything, and, you know, if I just drive it once a year, I'm okay with that, but yeah, if you have a payment on it, that's rough. And I hate, you know, this happened to me with my boat, so I don't own a boat anymore. But, you know, if you have other hobbies, like, I mean, I used to do a four-wheeling a lot. I don't do that much anymore, but I still have mine. It's old. It is what it is. But it works. I don't snowmobile anymore, but, you know, like with my boat and a few other things, it's like I went a season or two without using it, and then you use it because you feel like you have to. You're not even using it because you want to. I mean, fuck, I only went to camp so far one time this summer, I think. But it's bought and paid for it. Now, I mean, I have been asked, you know, well, you think about selling it just because, you know, you don't go up there often? I'm like, fuck no, you know. Right now, I could play out back of here. It's just like camp, but I would sell this place way before I'd sell camp.
I'm sorry, sir, I lost you there.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Well, and that's the thing, you know, the whole reason I sold my last Harley, because we bought that brand new, you know, I went out there in the spring and the mice had gotten into it and started chewing on the main wiring harness, and they built a nest up on top of the radio, and I'm like, son of a bitch, you know, I rode it a couple of times, and then the mice get to it all winter long, and then, you know, you start thinking, holy shit, I got somebody standing here with cash, and I can get out while it's still got value, and it still works before the mice get to it. So, you know, and it all depends where you are in life. You know, like I said, I had that bike paid off, so, you know, once you're in that position, it's easy to upgrade and always have a bike that's paid off. Well, that's one thing, but I was at the point where I'm like, fuck it, I sold the motorcycle and paid off my house. So then you know, a couple of years later when I had the hankering for another bike, it's like, you know, you're back at square one.
Yeah. Like, I hear you. Like, I used to be the person that's gonna, and I still, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't get rid of it. I would regret it. I love my bike. I tell you to keep it. You should come out riding with me more often because I don't ride with anybody. So the more people I ride with, the better. But you know, like I said, especially after this recent issue that I had, I'm starting to reevaluate things a little bit, and I'm like, all right, you know, how often am I, you know, gonna get to ride? I mean, what? My wife's got a brand new Spider with fucking like 2,500 miles on it, and I even think about that. I'm like, well, she doesn't like driving, and you know, my kid is not here anymore, so she's always on the back with me, you know. But then in my mind, I think, well, fuck, what if I run into another situation like I had, or whatever, and I need a trike now? Maybe I can't hold up a bike anymore. Do I still want something? And yeah, I get it. It's hard.
Well, you know, I mentioned that there were many different reasons or aspects to it and I've thought about them all. And you know, maybe you know, I'm a few years older than you, but I'm at the point where, you know, you start having grandkids and shit like that, and you know, the wife and I don't like to wear helmets when we ride. And, you know, you start seeing already this year, we've come up on 2 accident sites, you know, down there in Lebanon. Right out in front of the Iron Tail Saloon, there was a lady sprawled out in the middle of the road. Somebody pulled out right in front of her, and you know, and it might not even be that. It might just be a fucking deer runs out, you know, and it's like, you know, some things you just start saying they can happen so fast, and quite honestly, I'd rather be around a few more years to spend with my grandkids than, you know, being sprawled out, laid out in the middle of Route 9.
I've gone down on a bike, and I get it. I've had broken bones, and I used to worry about it more when my own kid was small. I don't have grandkids yet. Don't know if I'm ever going to, but you know, I mean, at least I got to see my kid grow up. So I'm actually almost a little the opposite way. I'm like, well, my kid's an adult, so if, you know, heaven forbid, some shit happens to me, well, something happens to me. It is what it is. But
yeah, UDX 43. Skip's dying out, but we were hearing a lot of Texas.
Different aspect on life as we start to become a little more seasoned.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? You know, I never used to. I mean, I've always been careful, but you know, obviously, if a deer steps out in front of you and there's just nothing you can do, I mean, it was what it was back then. But if it starts to creep into your mind and you think about it all the time when you're riding, then that's not good either. You can't ride cautiously. You know, you're just something's gonna happen. You have to be relaxed. You have to be sharp and all of that. But if it's on your mind and you're trying to ride too careful, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yep, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, if you got to start thinking about it and worrying too much, and like I said, I'm getting to the point of, yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm like, you know, holding up my bike. I know my balance is not what it used to be. I got, you know, issues, and, you know, I had told the wife, and, well, short of being out of work for 2 months, that kind of killed me, but I was she was under the impression that I'm going to buy a brand new bike next year. So there goes $30,000. You know, and now I'm thinking, well, for one, I'm thinking, can I really afford it? And I'm starting to think more about retirement, which is still 10 years away, but retirement too. So I'm trying to add that in the mix, and, you know, I'm getting older, can't hold it up, and we're not going on these 300-mile rides anymore. If I fucking go for a ride around Lake Auburn, I'm doing good. If I go around Streakit like we did, fuck, that's a big ride for me now. You how long can I sit on a bike, and I started thinking, well, I talked to you about it, maybe like a Charger or something, just buying a fun car for next year, which I think I'll get in more trouble on now. That's the downfall. I don't get in any trouble on my bike anymore, or really never have, but I've gotten in a lot of trouble on vehicles and cars.
The funny thing is, here this is it's a pretty modern Honda Goldwing, right? Top of the line, it's got everything. And I swear to Christ, I would have just as much fun on a Honda Monkey. Like the last ride I just went on last weekend out there through New Gloucester and Pownell and Durham. I think that would be a friggin' blast to do that, like on a Honda Monkey. Just call me crazy, whatever, but I don't really I'm not using the Goldwing for what it was intended for. I could, the type of rides that I enjoy, I could do on a XR 350.
Yes, and I completely get that. Like, my dad sold his big Harley years ago and bought a brand new Fat Boy back in like 2010, whatever. Because I'm like, this is heavy. It's hard to push back. It's, whatever. Get something a little lighter, a little bit smaller. He had a big electric glide. And then he sold it, and I kind of, he got a new bike and he loves it. But I almost felt bad because then all of a sudden I got this street glide I got, and I'm like, I see the reason why. It's a great bike. It keeps the wind off. Like my riding season has been elongated exponentially because of this thing. And I like having the radio, but you know what? I don't have an issue with getting rid of that and keeping my Victory because it's lighter, it's got more power, it's more nimble. It's a fucking blast. If I'm only going out for a half-hour rip, an hour rip, I love my Victory. Yes, what is going on, man? How are we sounding now? What was that? How are we sounding now? Hello. It's sounding better. You're still a little off, but I can make out what you're saying. I don't know which way you're off. I didn't try to play with the clarifier right now, but you definitely, like I said, I can make out what you're saying, so that's better than if that was you earlier. That's better than you were. And yes, a little Monkey or a Grom is a blast to play on. The only downfall is I'm not as flexible as I used to be, and getting my fucking legs up on one of them,
Yeah. I know. I've never even sat on one, but I've always been drawn to like the Monkeys. They just cooler and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind like a little DRZ 400. Like that's a real small frame bike, like 12-inch wheels, and like that's a fun little bike. The Groms they're a blast. I got some buddies that have them, and they're out there being stupid. I say stupid kid shit, but they're younger, so it's stupid kid shit. But they're out there like doing wheelies, and you're jumping off curbs, and you're having all kinds of fun. I don't know. I think I'm a little too old to have that kind of fun, but yeah, it's like, man, this would be cool.
Well, now the wife's got the Jeep, and she really loves that vehicle, and we've been using the shit out of it. I even took the doors off a couple weeks ago, and I want to start doing more shit like that. How many people own a Jeep Wrangler and have never had the top off or never taken the doors off? It's like, that's what it's for, Who cares if you get caught in the rain once or twice?
It's better than getting caught on your bike. But yeah, I love my Jeep. I'll tell you, the doors off, I had a bar for my full cage that went in front of where the door was. The doors off can be a little weird. Granted, I didn't have seatbelts in mine. It was an old TJ7, but I love that thing. But I also like to go off-roading. I mean, even if it was just like up street, get up Patch Mountain, shit like that. I'd go to the ice caves in Bethel, you know. But now everything's kind of closed off, so you can't do that as much, and it kind of ruined it for me. But I loved my Jeep. I had a blast with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even think of a single gravel pit where you're allowed to go in anymore. So, yeah, the places to go off-road are few and far between today. Yeah, it's definitely a little different with the doors off. I wouldn't mind having some of those skeletonized half doors or something. But I did realize that you really need to have the mirrors. You know, you gotta have some temporary side mirrors.
Well, it's kind of funny. I'll have to pause, nobody keep up, but like when I was younger, I used to go to a lot of car shows. I haven't been to a car show in years, and I got an older guy at work, but like he's got a vet and he's got some really nice cars. But he goes to a lot of car shows, and I thought to myself, man, I don't go to a lot anymore, and people are, you know, going to these things, even just with a new Charger, a stock Charger. I don't even care what necessarily going for showing. I like the talking, because obviously I love to talk, and I love looking at cars. I mean, I love looking at bikes and going to bike shows, but you know, I think I could get back into the ride-ins and the car show thing. Even when I was younger and did it, it was usually an older generation because it was people who could finally afford, you know, the '69 Camaro and, you know, have it done up and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know, am I getting to that point where I want to do that? I don't know, but it's in the back of my mind. Actually, it's in the front of my mind, but yeah, I've definitely been thinking about it lately. All right, I'm going to shut up for a minute. Radio Man, something. Maybe I could just sell some toys and buy more radios. At least these I can sit inside and wait to have a heart attack or something.
Oh, man, you read my mind. You read my friggin' mind.
I mean, if you sell that on Monday, I expect you to have a different radio by fucking next Thursday night.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I got to get another bench in here. I'm going to need some more room for sure. And oddly enough, I hooked up that Lincoln 2 in the truck, and it's like I could have sworn I had memory channels programmed in there. You know, it was an identical setup to what Cobra has up there. And there's nothing. The memory channels are all gone, so that's kind of weird.
Huh. Odd. But yeah, you definitely got a big enough room there. I mean, you could put a couple of benches in there, line a whole wall or something like that. I mean, you don't have to, you know, maneuver around a little bit of stuff, but, you know, I mean, that room is bigger than this room I'm in.
Yeah, well, I can tell you by next weekend, I've got to go through this room and just blow it out. I need to take everything out of here and only put half of it back.
What's in there? Obviously, besides radios.
Oh, just hunting stuff, reloading stuff that, you know, I didn't want to put down in the basement because of moisture. The wife has some stuff in here that, you know, some handbags and shit, books, and it just needs to be organized, picked up, and, you know, shit put away. When I redid my kitchen, everything ended up in this back room, and it's never been the same since.
Yeah, I hear you. That's kind of like that back room that, I mean, I've had it forever, but, I'm starting to work on and build it. I've used, actually, recently. I'm actually going to try to insulate it half-assed somewhat before winter gets here so I can utilize it more. But, you just saw I put the big bench in, which means I got to move some stuff out. But, I got the whole other half of that upstairs that is free, but it's not free. It's got a bunch of shit in there. But, like, there's reloading stuff, there's that kind of stuff. And I don't care out there. I'm keeping that little 12-foot section just for radio stuff. But, I'm going to up on that bench. I'm staring at my signal generator right here, my oscilloscopes and my frequency counters and, whatever. So I got everything in here on like a toolbox. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to pull them out of here and put them up there. So hopefully I can actually have them, at some point used up. So all I got to do is hook up a radio. I'll have them all hooked up. I'll have a dummy load hooked up. So all I got to do is just plug a radio on and do what I want to do.
I really want to have a workstation set up for an area where you can do a real genuine alignment, like on a 148, a signal generator, a scope. I don't need a spectrum analyzer. I don't care about IMD, but I would like to have. I've had pieces of equipment here and there, and I can get by using other radios and stuff like that, and I can line up a 148, no issues, but I'd like to, pop open a service manual and go right by the book and have the equipment to do that.
Yeah, have a laptop opened up so you can have it on the screen right there, and then so I can be able to look at it easily or whatever. But I even upstairs right now, I'm like, I want to put a radio on this bench so I can have a radio to talk on while I'm doing something or whatever. But I'm like, I don't want to clutter it up, And I'd love to have a spectrum analyzer. I don't really want to spend the money, but at the same time, I can take a $20. I actually can use even my old SDR, even though it doesn't work the greatest. I can look at whatever megahertz wide, then I can go up to, whatever 54 megahertz band and see what am I getting for spurs and doing what I need to do. I actually can transmit on mine. It's very, very low wattage. You're talking like a 16th of a watt or whatever it is, but I can set it up and use it just like a signal generator and throw a tone out of it on 272050 and tune a radio with that tone. Granted, I don't know if it's 1 volt peak to peak for an S9 or whatever, but I'm not going to blow up a radio. I can throw a tune out of it that is so low that it's going to be, like I said, I can use that thing as a piece of test equipment if I so want to, and it's going to work. I mean, yeah, it's not as cool or as amazing as a big signal generator and a spectrum analyzer, but fuck, you can buy ones that you can buy a spectrum analyzer that plugs into your computer for like less than $200 over a dongle, and I'm sure it works good enough for what I'm trying to do.
Exactly. I was just looking at those. They've got it's just a box. You hook power up to it, and probably you have an attenuator that you can put in line. You hook it up to your computer, and you can do all kinds of shit with that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't want stuff. It's not to work on other people's radios or try to make any money doing that. I just like being able to work on my own shit and just make sure they're lined up, and I don't know, I've just always been into that.
Yeah, exactly. I've got enough shit sitting in front of me to line up a radio properly. No, I'm not going to have the fancy stuff that when I'm done aligning it, I can tell you that it's got an SNR of negative 118 dB or whatever. I don't know that, but, I guarantee I could still make it good. I don't know enough about radio. Sideband still has me tweaked a little bit. AM, I can do pretty well. But I got to go through the manual, so it'll take me fucking 3 hours to align a radio, where somebody that knows what they're doing will do it you know, whatever, fucking 5 minutes, 8 minutes, but, you know, but I've only done it a few times for my own radios. It's just for my shit, because if I blow it up or I make it worse, well, fuck it, so be it. I made it worse.
Yeah, sideband is a little screw, you know. You really need to use the two tones, and they can't be related harmonically. And then you have to figure out, like, the difference, and literally, like, if the difference is 100 hertz, you know, on your free counter, like, if you had that difference of 100 hertz, right, it should read 27.275 or whatever, you know. You're never going to get, you know, like a readout on your free counter like you do on AM, and that's the shit I need to brush up on, too.
Yeah, see, now, like, I can do pretty well with the transmit side. It's easy enough to inject that 1 kilohertz tone in your mic and, you know, tune it up for frequency and max whatever at 27.374, because obviously it's lower sideband kilohertz tone is whatever. So, like, I could do that. But to receive, like, I got a signal generator, and it's got the 1,000 hertz and the 400 hertz tone for it. So you can do both as a combined thing for sideband. But I don't know what I'm trying to do. So realistically, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to, the receive part of it, to get it really aligned up with the transmit. Like, I don't know what I'm listening for. It's not like AM where you can, I mean, you're kind of going for max signal and whatever, but I don't know. It seems to me, I don't know. It's that easy to say. I don't fucking know. So I've actually, like, injected out, I play some music on it in through a dummy load, and then I can tune it in to where I know what the music's supposed to sound like, because I know what the voice sounds like, the song sounds like, and I actually just tune it into where the music sounds good.
Yeah, I do a lot of the same stuff, you know, and it's usually close enough, you know. And the thing is, like, on the Anytone, the Aries 2, they've really cracked down on, like, you can't get service manuals for them, and you can't get the information on how to get into the service adjusting menu on some of these radios. I mean, eventually it all probably comes out, but if you don't have the documentation on really what you're doing and how to do it, you know, as laid out in a service manual, then you can really screw shit up. Luckily, most of this new stuff is so spot on, and with the surface mount technology, you know, you don't have the capacitors in there going bad. There's very little to do, really. So then there's that, but like, I can get into the service menu on the Lincoln 2 and the Anytone, the Quad 6, and the Quad 5s. I can get into there, but I don't mess around in there, because if you don't know what all those menus are doing, then you're just gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, I mean, at least if you write down what you changed or record yourself, videotape it doing it, so, you know, you have you know what you go back to. But, yeah, and most of this stuff now is all SDR based, so it's it's right there, you know. There's not really a lot of variance in anything, you know. Back in the day, you'd have to buy a TXCO for it, and now fucking these things are just, you know, cheap things. They're dead on. You know, so there's not as much to adjust, and they sound great. They're building these radios. They don't necessarily have to be FCC compliant. They know what they're building them for, and they know where they need to be, and they're pretty close. I mean, you know, realistically, I mean, I know you can do some derail stuff and this and that, and, you know, hi-fi and wideband, but realistically, I can go buy myself a brand new Striker or a brand new Lincoln 2 or a Quad 6, and you know what? I am probably going to be pretty happy with it right out of the box. Now, there's always a few things that you could do for tweaks, but, you know, most of it, I'm like, it's probably going to have fine for power, you know, and maybe swing, I want to change something, but frequency-wise and, you know, bandwidth-wise going through it, I'm probably going to be pretty happy with it.
And this something to be said for having the manual right there to tell you everything you need to know.
Well, that's the problem with me. Like, I'd have to sit down with the manual to go through a radio, and it's going to be, you know, you look at what it takes to do an alignment on even a 148 in the cams, you know, unless you know what you're looking for and you've done it a half dozen times, it's going to tell you to check for this voltage and this frequency on your oscilloscope and this and that, and it's like, man, it's not just plug it in and go and turn a few things. Like I said, I'm sure if you've done 100 of them in the last year, obviously it's a little easier.
Yep, no, that's definitely, and that's exactly what I was thinking of, you know, having the only radios really I would like to be able to go right through, or maybe the GEs, you know, that vintage 2510 and the 148, you know, all this other new stuff. I don't foresee having to do much to them at all. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. Did you see that little radio there, the Apollo 2, or I think Stryker makes like a 94 or a 97, that little tiny thing that Wingnut's looking at?
I didn't know if it was actually looking at it or fucking around, but the 94 is good. I had one. I still have the box one. There might actually be one in the box. I don't even know. I gotta look. But I had one, and Shadow, his wife was running one for a while, and that thing sounded fucking amazing. It's just my little fat fingers and the little screen, and, you know, I didn't necessarily care for the looks, but it worked well. I believe Bear bought one of the Anytones or the whatever, the Radio Odyssey thing or something, but that was like a faceplate almost. It had a separate unit, and that thing sounded very good too. I was really impressed.
I didn't see any sideband on that little radio.
Nope, AM/FM.
Oh, there's no sideband? Son of a yeah, that makes sense.
It's too bad. I kind of like the looks of that thing, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really hard thing. Now, if you're like me, it'd probably be fine. I get it all tuned in where I want it to, and then you just keep it on the same channel and you talk. But if you like to change channels, you like to change modes, you like to play with stuff, it was kind of a little pain in the ass to get in and out of menus and, you know, whatnot. It was just, you know, like I said, fat fingers, it's a little radio, and there's some little buttons.
No, I hear you. I get that. I do. It's just, I was just thinking for my vehicle, I just would have, you know, just because of the room situation in there.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's all about looks and what you want to do to a point, but, you know, a lot of the smaller radios are not going to have sideband. But a lot of the smaller radios, even with sideband, like I love my Lincoln 2. Love it, love it. People love their Quad 6s. I haven't heard any complaints about them. But I still like the looks of a full-size radio for some reason. These little radios, even if they work really good, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm just missing something. And it's funny because, like, the 955, the new one, I really want one because of all the functionality of it. And they could make that radio half the size because you open it up and there's only like half of a board in there. So they don't necessarily have to make it as big. So sure, these other radios are just as good, but in my mind, well, they're not a full-size radio. They're not cool.
Do you think the size has something to do with trying to keep it a little bit cooler?
I think the size of the 955 is more just because it's what they already had for chassis. It's what everybody fits, and you can't really tell the difference between them without taking them off. So with a cover off. So I think that was the reason. But yeah, I mean, everything now is small, surface mount, you know, multi-layered shit. It's all throwaway radios at the end of the day now. But yeah, like I said, I think for me, it's just, I like my big radios, you know. What you're running for a radio right now, you could do everything with a small little mobile that thing does and then some. But, you know, I like the big handles, the big old knobs, and this and that, and you know, that kind of stuff. I'm a old school big radio fan.
Absolutely. I mean, as far as bass goes, yeah, I like a bigger radio. I was just looking for my vehicle.
So probably, I'm just thinking out loud here, but for a full-featured sideband radio, the Quad 6 must be, well, the Quad 6, or I guess the President McKinley would probably be the two smallest ones.
Does the McKinley have sideband, though?
Yes, it does.
So was it just a 40 channel? I'm trying to remember. There was something about it that I didn't like.
Boy, you got me on that. I thought it went higher and lower, but I could be mistaken.
I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, for a small, full-featured radio, to me, I'm like, it's not going to have as much filtering, and that's the truth. No matter how you look at it, any of these SDRs, I know you can do the filtering through the software now. The same thing with the new 2995. It's all software-driven for all your filters. But I don't believe it's the same as having a physical manual filter inside of it. There's a reason not everybody's running an SDR, or, you know, a 7300 is a great radio for the money, but there's a reason why they're still selling a shit ton of, you know, 7610s and you know, $10,000 whatever. You know, not everybody's looking for the big box, but they are looking for that better receive, and, you know, there's a difference. I mean, I like that radio thing I bought, and I might have to hook that up out there finally again, but you know what? I hooked it up one night, and it's back in the box where it's been ever since, and I'm not, as cool as it is, I'm not jonesing to try to get it in anything, because it worked well, but it just didn't, I don't know, it was cool, and it's a novelty thing. It's like that wireless mic, and I know, I don't want to diss the wireless mic since people out here take it to heart, but it's like the wireless mic. To me, it's a novelty thing. I'm not going to run that radio every day. I'm not going to run a wireless mic every day, but they're cool, so it's cool to have, but I'm not in a rush to hook it back up.
I used to love mine in my mobile.
Your wireless mic?
Oh, hell yeah. I could walk anywhere around the job site or, you know, wherever I wanted and still listen to everything.
Yeah. See, I mean, to me, I wouldn't want to run it in my mobile because it does not have clean enough audio or loud enough audio for what I want out of a mobile setup. You know, and like I said, I'm not the type of guy, I'm not going to wear it around a job site. I'm not going to wear that thing where anybody else can see me because, you know, I'm going to look, anyway. So that's just not me. If I'm not sitting in front of my radio, I'm not talking. I don't want to be out in the other room listening to it. I don't want to have it while I'm watching TV. To me, I got ADD, so I need to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, but I was setting up and tuning up radios for people and, you know, letting them hear, see, this is how good 102-inch whip sounds and this is how good yours sounds, you know, side by side right there, comparison.
Yeah, I think the McKinley is just 40-channel AM, FM sideband.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. It couldn't be converted almost at all. I don't think there was anything that I found that looked like it could have been converted for any extra. So, you know, you're not going to get up to channel 50 with it. And I do believe in the next year we're all going to be talking like on channel 60 or 70 or negative 20 or something, because there's going to be so much DX.
Yeah, I even went down to 26815, 15 below earlier to see if how quiet it was down there.
I make a ton of contacts on 805 FM, because that's like the unofficial calling channel. It's kind of like Triple Nickel being the unofficial sideband calling station. But yeah, 26805 is the unofficial FM station, and I fucking talked all over the place on there. I haven't in a while, but I've like Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, like about 6 months ago, I was talking to, over fucking across the pond every day or every weekend to the same people. It was great.
Well, looks like Wingnut's going to be figuring out how to shoehorn a quad 6 into his truck.
I sure as hell ain't dropping my truck off at your house.
Hey, if you drop it off, Wingnut, I can guarantee you when you come pick it up, it will be installed.
I bet it would. I bet it would.
You know how most people give them back with a wash and wax? We're probably going to give it back with mud on it.
Deck screws right through the dasher.
Yep, exactly.
I got some other people out there jumping in.
Anything sounds good when you put a 250-watt antenna on it.
Maybe so. I'm on an HR 2510.
Like I said, I mean, I'll cut holes in my dash, and they look great. But I don't sell my vehicles when they're still worth anything, so it doesn't matter to me. Drilling holes in the roof, I'll do that in a brand new truck and still sell it. I've sold several vehicles with a drill hole in the roof, because you know what, you take the antenna off, you put a little fucking RTV around a cap, and you put a cap on it, whether it's a metal liquid tight cap or if it's a plastic fucking liquid tight cap. You can even paint it to match vehicle, but nobody's looking on top of the roof, nobody cares, and it looks great. It's just a little bump now.
A bunch of them black rubber caps that just snap right in place with little Permatex. Never have to worry about that leaking.
Oh yeah, Wingnut, the radio was installed in the first hour. The other 3, we had to test out the four-wheel drive, make sure it still worked.
Yeah. I like it. We might not deliver it back to your house. We might just tell you that it's stuck on the power line. Do you want to go get it?
No, that sounds about right.
White glove delivery.
Holy crap, you're back.
Well, you guys were talking about some stuff, and I went upstairs and got a drink.
And you came back and we were talking about some stuff.
Yeah. We yelled for you a few times, and I was thinking maybe you went to bed.
Oh, I'm getting ready. I've been in there, though. Just been listening to things as it's quieted down some.
No, on a serious note, Wingnut, I totally get it. You know, I would not drill a hole in a new Tundra. And it probably took me 3 years before I put any screws in the plastic. So, I get where you're coming from. I would, because I haven't seen the new layout of the new Tundras, so I can't offer any advice. You know, like I can't even compare it to mine because it's totally different.
Yeah, Hawkeye dropped a few fillet of fishes and spilled a few Diet Cokes before he was ready to drill a hole.
Yup. After that second fillet of fish, I says, "Where's my fucking screw gun?"
See, now drilling a hole for an antenna, I actually think does less damage to a vehicle than putting a magnet on it. So I have no problem with hard mounting an antenna, period. That doesn't concern me at all. cutting a hole in the dash, that takes a little more commitment. I've done it in my last 2 trucks, and it looked amazing, or it looked amazing. Not in this one yet, but I loved it. But I didn't sell the trucks. For one of them I fucking gave away, and the other one was my plow truck. So cutting a hole in the dash is a different story. Drilling some holes from underneath the dash to put a couple of screws in to hold the bracket up. No one's laying on the floor to look up at it, so I don't care about that. Coming in through the side, so mounting the radio becomes a little more particular, but the antenna, I'll fucking drill a hole for it. I'll go buy a brand new vehicle. I'll lease a vehicle and drill a hole in it for a fucking antenna, and I guarantee when I give that thing back, they're never going to even look to take any money off it, because they are not going to even notice.
I got a couple here in there, but a 365 came in the tail end.
Here's the problem I bumped into, because I drilled a couple holes in my Ford Ranger I had. I think if you drill a hole and you do a good job of professional install with, a good mount under there that's got a good bite on the metal, and you put a decent antenna on, it's got a whole ring, and you use the silicone and all that, and then you never touch it, you're probably going to be fine. But I was always unscrewing it and swapping out antennas and shit, and the more I screwed with it, the more it seemed to, I could have sworn I started to almost smell like moisture coming in, and I always wondered, is it leaking,
No doubt. Yeah, I've never, if you saw what was on my truck right now, it's sketchy as fuck, and it don't even leak. But I haven't pulled that antenna off in a while. But yeah, I had no problem with, I used a barrel connector from my mount over, what I would drill to a hole, so it would be an 11/16 hole, throw a barrel connector through it, and a couple of nuts. So I'd unscrew antennas and change them out all the time, and, like my plow truck right now, if you go look at it, I took the antenna out because I thought I was going to sell it, but there's just a plugged up hole on the top. It don't leak, it don't have any issues. I use it as a plow truck, and more because I wanted the mount to put back in another truck.
These nuts.
Yeah, these nuts.
Working around the place here, so anyways, I heard you guys out there all day long. Pretty good.
But yeah, for the most full-featured compact radio, I don't know. I really do. I'm with you, Hawkeye. I'm thinking Quad 6 or Lincoln 2 are probably the 2 smallest full-featured. I know the 447 Striker is a big fan right now, but it doesn't have sideband. So if you want it all, I don't know. I think those are your 2 closest options.
How close are you to it? Are you like in the suburbs?
Yeah, I've been looking at those are the ones I've been taking a gander at anyway.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if I was to convince you to put one in, I'd say put an amp in and a Striker 955. That's where my mind is going to go. But like I said, there's a reason why this 955 is sitting in here and not in my vehicle. I am pretty impressed with that fucking Lincoln 2.
I mean, I'm not opposed to buying a 955, but it's probably going to be in here. I'm going to keep it in the house. I'm not going to put it in the vehicle.
I think they have a deal going right now. If you buy a Lincoln Plus 2, you might get a Digimic with it or something.
Oh, it's the only one they had.
It's the only one they had.
You can always go with like a Kenwood 480 HX, remote head, and that's a 200-watt rig. Put the body behind the jump seat back there, and just, they've got remote head mounts, and you get yourself modify it. You get yourself a 200-watt AM rig.
I ain't doing 200 on AM.
200 in sideband, probably 50 on AM, but it's not, like, you're not going to cut through too much shit with that thing on AM, no. You know, like, for ham radios, I love my little TS50. I think that radio is amazing. And it's even okay on AM, but it's still not the same as running a, you know, whatever, a Cobra 29. I guess, like, I don't know. I mean, I got that Lincoln 2 in my car, but my truck, I run a 655. It's a full-size radio, and it's AM only. I don't have sideband. It might have FM, I don't know, but there's no side, man. And I'm okay with that. Like, it is very, very rare that I care about having sideband in the mobile. That's just a personal preference, but I am 99.9% of the time I'm on AM in my vehicle.
I just want the sideband in case I'm happen to be up north on sideband night, so I can be on sideband.
Yeah, and I've gone on the hill before, you know. I mean, there is instances where you want it, you know, but I don't consider it a necessity for me. That's just me. I know people that talk on it all the time. I just didn't necessarily care for myself, but yeah, I mean, it definitely has instances.
All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down for the night. Everyone have a good one. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one,